You know what nobody tells you? Difficult people are not actually the problem. The real problem is what they trigger inside you. That tight chest, that quick frustration, that sudden heat rising in your body, it's not them. It's your nervous system reacting. And once you learn how to control that, you become untouchable. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to deal with difficult people without letting them steal your peace, your power, or your day. Every single one of us has someone in our life who drains us. Maybe it's the coworker who always finds something negative to say. Maybe it's the friend who only calls when they need something. Maybe it's the family member who takes everything personally and makes you feel like you're walking on eggshells. And here's the truth, you can't always remove difficult people from your life, but you can absolutely remove the stress they cause inside you. I want you to understand something that changed my life. People don't stress you out. Your reaction to them does. When someone talks over you, criticizes you, or acts like they own the world, your brain instantly goes into survival mode. But the moment you become aware of that pattern, you take your power back. So the next time a difficult person shows up, I want you to pause. Just pause for 2 seconds. Robbins calls it the power of the pause. You don't react, you don't snap, you don't defend. You give yourself those 2 seconds to choose the version of yourself you want to bring into this moment. Because what if the problem isn't the difficult person? What if it's the fact that you keep letting their behavior write your emotional script? In those 2 seconds, remind yourself, this is not about me. Most difficult people behave the way they do because they're overwhelmed, insecure, or simply unaware of their impact. Their chaos is not your responsibility to fix. Pause before reacting. 2 seconds can truly change everything, because those 2 seconds are the moment where you shift from being controlled by your emotions to taking control of your emotions. Think about your everyday life. Someone cuts you off in traffic. Someone speaks to you with a sharp tone. Someone tries to embarrass you in front of others, and instantly your body reacts. Your heart jumps. Your breathing gets tight, and your mind starts racing with what you want to say back. That is the moment where most people lose themselves. But if you can hold yourself still just for 2 seconds, you unlock a power that most people never discover. Those 2 seconds are like opening a door to a different version of you, a version that thinks clearly, speaks wisely, and stays calm even when the world around you is loud. Imagine you're at work and a colleague throws a rude comment at you. Your first instinct is to snap back, defend yourself, or prove a point. But instead, you take 2 seconds. In those 2 seconds, your mind whispers, I am bigger than this moment. You breathe, you pull your emotions back into your hands, and suddenly the situation no longer controls you. Imagine your younger sibling breaks something important, and you feel anger rushing in. You pause for 2 seconds. You look at their face. You realize they're scared, not careless. Those 2 seconds save the entire moment from becoming a fight. These 2 seconds help you protect your peace from being stolen by someone else's bad day. They help you choose your response instead of letting your reaction choose you. They help you break the pattern of getting triggered, stressed, or dragged into drama that doesn't deserve your energy. People will look at you and wonder how you stay so calm in situations that used to shake you. They won't understand that your calm isn't natural. It's practiced in those small pockets of silence. In those 2 seconds where you choose strength over impulse, understanding over anger, and control over chaos, remind yourself, this is not about me. Because most of the time, the way people speak, react, or explode has nothing to do with your worth, your character, or your intentions. It's a reflection of what they're carrying inside. Think about the last time someone snapped at you for no reason. Maybe it was a friend who suddenly became cold, or a coworker who spoke harshly, or a family member who reacted too loudly over something small. Your first thought was probably, what did I do wrong? But the truth is, you didn't do anything. They were fighting a battle you couldn't see, and their words were just the smoke coming out of that burning fire within them. Imagine walking into a shop and the cashier looks irritated and acts rude. Most people would take it personally, but if you paused and reminded yourself, this is not about me, everything changes. Maybe that cashier had a terrible morning. Maybe their child is sick. Maybe they're stressed and exhausted. Once you see that their behavior is about their world, not yours, you stop carrying their negativity as if it belongs to you. Think of a friend who suddenly distances themselves. You might think they don't value you anymore, but maybe they're overwhelmed. Maybe they're dealing with fear, anxiety, or self-doubt. When you whisper to yourself, this is not about me, you release the weight that was never yours to hold. This mindset saves you from unnecessary pain. It makes you stronger, calmer, and kinder. It teaches you emotional maturity. You stop overthinking every action, every word, every silence. You stop letting other people's storms ruin your weather. You begin to respond with clarity instead of confusion and peace instead of panic. Because once you understand that difficult behavior often comes from someone's hidden struggles, you stop absorbing it and start observing it. And in that moment, you rise above it, unshaken and in control. Protect your energy, set clear boundaries without guilt, because your time, your focus, and your emotional well-being are the most valuable things you have. And giving them away to people who drain you is like pouring water into a leaky bucket. Think about your everyday life. A friend constantly calls you late at night to complain. A coworker keeps dumping their problems on you while you are struggling with your own tasks. A relative criticizes everything you do under the guise of helping you. If you don't set boundaries, you start carrying their chaos as if it's yours, and slowly your energy disappears. Every time you say yes when you want to say no, every time you allow someone to treat you in a way that makes you uncomfortable, you are giving away pieces of your peace. Protecting your energy isn't selfish. It's necessary for survival in a world that constantly tests your patience and focus. Imagine you are at work and a colleague interrupts you every time you're trying to focus. If you don't set a boundary, your productivity suffers, your stress levels rise, and your confidence takes a hit. But if you calmly say, I need to finish this task first, we can talk after, you are not being rude, you are being smart. Think of your relationships. A friend repeatedly asks for favors that you can't afford to give emotionally or physically. Setting a boundary and saying no allows you to maintain your own stability, which actually makes your presence more valuable when you are able to give from a place of strength instead of exhaustion. Daily life is full of invisible drains, and the people who unintentionally or intentionally pull at your energy are everywhere. When you start protecting your energy, you start noticing how much lighter your days become, how your focus sharpens, how your mind becomes calmer, and how your happiness is no longer negotiable. You stop apologizing for prioritizing yourself, and instead you begin to operate from a place of clarity, power, and purpose. And suddenly, the world that once overwhelmed you seems more manageable, and your life more yours. Choose calm over chaos. Emotional control is your real superpower, because life will constantly throw situations, people, and moments at you that are designed to test your patience, your focus, and your sense of peace. Think about a traffic jam when you're already late, or a coworker who interrupts your flow with complaints, or a friend who criticizes you out of nowhere. Your first instinct is to react, to shout, to get swept into the storm. But when you choose calm, something remarkable happens. Instead of becoming a puppet to external chaos, you take back control. You decide how this moment shapes your mood, your energy, and your day. Imagine walking into a room where everyone is arguing, tension hanging in the air, voices rising, emotions flaring, and instead of joining the conflict, you breathe deeply, center yourself, and speak calmly. That choice doesn't just change your experience, it changes the dynamic around you. People notice you're calm, they adjust, and the storm loses some of its power. Think about daily life. Your phone buzzes with criticism, your inbox overflows with complaints. Someone cuts you off in traffic. A family member snaps at you for no reason. Choosing calm means you don't allow their chaos to become your chaos. It means you are the eye of the storm, grounded while the world spins around you. Emotional control is not ignoring your feelings. It's acknowledging them without letting them control your actions. It's responding with clarity instead of reacting with impulse. It's choosing to move through life with intention rather than being dragged by every wave of emotion. When you practice this, every challenge becomes an opportunity to strengthen your inner stability. Every difficult interaction becomes a chance to show maturity. And every stressful moment becomes a reminder that your calm is a weapon no one can take from you. You can't change difficult people, but you can change how they affect you, because the truth is, no matter how much you wish someone would behave differently, argue less, or be kinder, people are who they are. You can spend hours, days, or even years trying to change them, and often you will end up exhausted, frustrated, and disappointed. Think about your workplace. A coworker constantly criticizes your ideas, complains about tasks, or acts as if everything is always urgent. You might try explaining, correcting, or reasoning with them, but their behavior rarely changes. At first, you feel stuck, stressed, and drained. But then you realize that while you cannot control their actions, you can control your own reaction. Imagine a friend who repeatedly cancels plans at the last minute. You could get angry, complain, and then let it ruin your day. Or you could decide to adjust your expectations, focus on your own plans, and not allow their choices to dictate your mood. The power lies in deciding what you let into your inner world. Think of family gatherings where certain relatives push your buttons every single time. You can't make them different, but you can prepare yourself, breathe deeply, set boundaries, and decide which battles are worth engaging in. In daily life, this principle transforms everything. The neighbor who complains about trivial things, the stranger who cuts in line, the manager who micromanages, all of these situations lose their ability to control your peace once you choose your own response. It's not about being passive, it's about being strategic, aware, and strong. You begin to understand that your energy, your calm, and your joy are yours to protect. By changing how you let people affect you, you reclaim your freedom, your focus, and your happiness, and suddenly, the same difficult people you once felt trapped by no longer have the power to shake your foundation. Remember this: life will always have people who challenge you, who push your buttons, who seem determined to test your patience. But your power lies not in changing them, but in changing how you respond. The moment you take control of your emotions, set boundaries, pause before reacting, and choose calm over chaos, you step into life that no one can disrupt. Your peace is priceless, your energy is sacred, and your time is limited, so protect them fiercely. Every challenge, every difficult person, every tense moment is an opportunity to grow stronger, to show the world your resilience, and to teach yourself that your happiness is not negotiable. As Mel Robbins says, you are one decision away from a completely different life. And that decision is often choosing yourself over the noise, your calm over the storm, and your focus over distraction. The people who try to drag you down are powerless the moment you refuse to be controlled. Your worth is not determined by how others treat you, but by how you treat yourself and how you choose to preserve your inner world. Each day you practice this, you build a fortress around your mind, your heart, and your spirit. Difficult people will always exist, but so will your ability to remain unshaken, to rise above, and to live intentionally. Step into that power, hold your boundaries without apology, respond with clarity, and remember that the life you want is waiting on the other side of your calm, your courage, and your unwavering choice to never let anyone steal your peace. Because the world may be chaotic, but you have the power to be unbreakable, unstoppable, and completely in control of your own happiness.